Military officials descended on Capitol Hill today to make their case for the war in Afghanistan. What sparked many Americans' interest over the past few days was the recent headline reporting that Afghanistan has $1 trillion worth of mineral deposits. So what can we make of this latest news? Well, joining me to help discuss this from our New York studios is Ann Marlowe, visiting fellow at the Hudson Institute in D.C. and blogger for World Affairs. So Ann, first of all, what did you make of this news that was on the front page of the New York Times? Many people say this was rehashing things that were known years ago. There's been speculation that perhaps this shows why the United States was in Afghanistan in the first place, or maybe this could be a PR effort to show that the Afghans will actually have something to base their economy off of when the United States leaves. What's your take?
Well, I would say that it's probably spin, and not very skillful spin at that. What the article neglects to mention is that it's a very long road to extracting any minerals anywhere in the world, even in the developing world today, due to new United Nations regulations. It takes 10 to 20 years to get a mine going, and that's in the best of circumstances where people aren't shooting at you when you're working. Right now, one of the minerals that this article announced Afghanistan is rich in, lithium, actually is sourced from the United States. There's another mine a potential mine right now in Argentina, which has never been exploited because it is remote. It doesn't have the infrastructure necessary in terms of roads or electricity. And that problem goes about tenfold for Afghanistan. So while the minerals are probably real, the time frame we're looking at is well beyond the time frame needed to rescue Afghanistan. My view is that Afghanistan is on the verge of collapse right now.
You know, I know that you just completed your 6th trip to Afghanistan, embedded with troops over there. What's their mood like? You know, you just mentioned that Afghanistan's on the verge of a collapse, and many of the guests I've interviewed today have said just that. Now, I know many troops don't have real strong opinions because they do what they're ordered to do, but a lot of these guys are being deployed for the 2nd or 3rd time. Is there a sense that they want to defeat the Taliban once and for all, or are they more wanting to just pack up their things and go home?
No, I would say they have a very strong sense of mission. I just did 2 embeds in November and in April with the same unit, a section of the 82nd Airborne Division, which is training the Afghan National Police and Army in Zabul province, the 4th Brigade Combat Team. And the men there are very highly motivated. They see the problem as being that they have no support from their so-called Afghan partners in terms of the Afghan government. But actually, I would say that they are very aware of what's going on politically in Afghanistan. Many of them have done a lot of reading about the country. One non-commissioned officer came up with what I think is a great quote. He said, the Taliban who are out here in the field that are attacking us every day, they're not even the real Taliban. The real Taliban are the folks in Kabul who are taking us for all we're worth.
And really quickly, I want to ask you what your reaction was to the latest news that the Kandahar offensive has been postponed until September. Did you get any sense from the Afghans or the troops about what they thought about this? Because many people really saw the Kandahar offensive as the pinnacle of this war in Afghanistan. You can't win Afghanistan without Kandahar. What's your take?
Well, my opinion is that that offensive was blocked by Ahmed Wali Karzai, the half-brother of the president of Afghanistan, Hamid Karzai, because it interferes with his extremely lucrative drug mafia and criminal enterprise. I've published an article pointing out that Ahmed Wali Karzai also sells explosive components to the insurgency, explosives that are used to kill U.S. troops. So you can't really expect him to support our offensive.
Well, that's Ann Marlowe from the Hudson Institute. We appreciate your time. Thank you. So do you think the U.S. has lost the war in Afghanistan? We've asked you to send us your thoughts on our Facebook page, and many of you have voiced your opinions. Here are some of those comments. Isaac Carroll says, it depends on what you mean by lost. They're obviously there for natural resources and don't really care how many people die on either side to get them. David Muniz writes, the war in Afghanistan can be won only if the will of the American people is united in resolve and purpose to win unconditionally, decisively, and as a nation and as a people. And finally, Paulie Beretta thinks if you think that the capture of CIA asset most wanted boogeyman Osama bin Laden was the determining factor of success, then you might be inclined to deem it a failure. If you'd like to weigh in on the issue, go to our facebook.com/RTAmerica. We'd love to hear from you.